Chapter 731, Found Something by Accident. Sob. Sob. Lu Suingzhen tried to come up with all her strength to push Chen Xiaobei away. Although she had regained her strength, she still did not want to hurt Chen Xiaobei. While struggling, she actually wanted Chen Xiaobei to get more intimate with her. However, she felt like there was a need for her to push him away at the same time. Seconds later, her sensitive lips could not handle Chen Xiaobei's lips and tongue attack. Rendered defenseless, she just let Chen Xiaobei do whatever he wanted to her. Like being electrocuted, her body was paralyzed. It did take her some time to regain her strength, but it was not all gone. Lying in Chen Xiaobei's embrace comfortably, she gave up fighting Chen Xiaobei. What is going on? Could it be he just recognized me? Is he going to do the same thing that he did to me at the hotel that night? The orgasm was so good that I felt that I was ascending to heaven. This is not right. This place is after all a jungle, not a hotel. At that moment, Lu Suingzhen did not know what to think anymore. All the unanswered questions and wild thoughts stirred her heart. Meanwhile, Chen Xiaobei had a goal in his mind which he was determined to complete. Following the way that Taiyi and True Deity taught him earlier, Chen Xiaobei began the process of helping Lu Suingzhen retrieve the hexworm. Yin and Yang are two sides of the same coin, yet counter each other as well. The Yang Qi Chen Xiaobei emanated was extremely dense. The mystical Yin seals within Lu Suingzhen's body were finally broken. In her heart, a mysterious hexworm was shrouded in a purple mist. That was the hexworm planted in her heart 20 years ago. Then, Chen Xiaobei's Yang Qi started to surge upon the mystical Yin hexworm. As the purple mist started to disperse, the hexworm finally showed its true form. With the purple mist started to disperse and the hexworm finally showed its true form. Under the impact of Yang Qi, the mystical hexworm began a fusion process surrounded by green halation. According to what Taiyi and True Deity mentioned earlier, this green halation was Lu Suingzhen's 20 years worth of cultivation. This force used to belong to the mystical Yin holy hexworm which was planted in her heart. That was why whenever she channeled qi to her body for combat, the arteries around her heart would be hurt badly. Now, all those cultivations that was absorbed by the hexworm went back to her danshan. In other words, she was once again the master of her own strength. From today onwards, the stubborn illness that she had was finally gone. Considering all those side effects were gone, she could fight with her full force finally. Alright. After making sure that Lu Suingzhen was completely healed, Chen Xiaobei removed his lips from hers. Unconsciously, Chen Xiaobei shifted his gaze to her elegant face. Don't look at my face. Like an angry little kitten, Lu Suingzhen lifted her fist to Chen Xiaobei's face. Bob! A soft muffled sound could be heard. Before she realized it, Chen Xiaobei was sent flying 10 meters away from her. Splash! Chen Xiaobei fell into the river. What? What is going on? My strength has recovered. And my chest doesn't hurt anymore. Could it be? My strange illness is finally healed? One kiss and the hexworm in my body is gone. Lu Suingzhen was smart enough to realize that the kiss that Chen Xiaobei planted on her lips was no ordinary kiss. Reminiscing back the moment when Chen Xiaobei kissed her, a stream of qi essences nourished her danshan like the first rain during spring. She then thought back when Lu Xinyi tried to retrieve the hexworm from her body. The pain that she experienced from it made her think that she was going to die from the pain. As she compared Chen Xiaobei and Lu Xinyi, her convictions were shaken to the core, realizing that her grandfather and brother, her own blood, raised her for 20 years to indeed strip and take possession of her power. Xiaobei. When she snapped back to reality, she realized that she had just sent Chen Xiaobei flying with her palm. With her strength restored, she was now in elite with later phase of true nirvana cultivation with 45,000 combat power. She instinctively used her strength to slap him. An ordinary person would definitely die instantly after taking a slap from her. After putting on the white veil, she ran to the river. She did not want Chen Xiaobei to see her face was because she was not ready to face him. It might not seem like a big deal, but there were actually many things to consider. How should she face Chen Xiaobei? A friend? A stranger? Or lover? What kind of reaction would be appropriate? Angry? Nonchalant? Or euphoric? The thing that she was worried of the most was Chen Xiaobei's attitude toward her. Additionally, she did not know him that well either. What if Chen Xiaobei was a playboy and liked to treat women as playthings? That all he ever wanted to do was get into her pants? If that was the case, it was better for her not to talk to Chen Xiaobei anymore. What if Chen Xiaobei already had a lover? If that was the case, she would be known as a wicked person that destroyed his relationship. Sticking to him would only cause more trouble and awkwardness. What if? There were just too many worries stuck in Lu Suingzhen's mind. This was definitely not a good time to let Chen Xiaobei know her true identity. Not now at least. Hey! Are you all right? Please don't scare me. I did not mean to slap you just now. Please talk to me. Lu Suingzhen ran to the river, but she could not spot Chen Xiaobei. Dead or alive? It was rather strange and baffling after realizing that he was completely gone. Please be okay. Please talk to me. I beg you. Kneeled beside the river, Lu Suingzhen started to pay attention to her surroundings. Still, she could not see Chen Xiaobei. Immediately, tears started to well up in her eyes. Swoosh! A shadow surfaced from the bottom of the river. Tui! That man spat out a mouthful of water in a playful manner. He then said, "I'm glad that you still care about me. I'm happy that you cried for me. Not choosing the easy way out was completely worth it. You are still alive. This is great. Being alive is good," said Lu Suingzhen joyfully. Knowing that he was still alive, she could finally let out a sigh of relief. "I won't die that easily. I'm actually pretty darn powerful," said Chen Xiaobei with a grin. "This is truly unbelievable. That slap would kill people that are below 40,000 combat power. Yet you are unharmed. How did you do that? I have my own way. You wouldn't understand even if I tell you." Clearly, it was the ultimate protective puppet that took the hit for him. It was the power that came from the underworld. Honestly, it would be hard to explain to others. "You mean it? It's fine if you don't want to tell me." Lu Suingzhen knew that this was Chen Xiaobei's secret. So, she had no intention to ask again. "Just get out of the river. Don't catch a cold." "No. Your slap is really magical. I found something incredible." "What kind of thing? You want to come here and check it out together?" Chen Xiaobei pointed at the river with a mysterious smile on his face. Chapter 732, Like a frog at the bottom of the well. Chen Xiaobei dove into the river. Feeling curious, Lu Suingzhen followed right behind him. As it was a forest river, it was not polluted. The river was not deep and the water was crystal clear. With the help of moonlight, one could see the bottom of the river clearly. There was a hole at the bottom of the river which was where he was headed. There were lights blinking inside the hole. Judging from the cracks surrounding the hole, this hole was formed when Xiaobei landed on the river bed. What a coincidence! They could see another U-shaped exit as they dove deeper. When they swam up, the mysterious light became brighter and brighter. Swoosh! Swoosh! When Chen Xiaobei and Lu Suingzhen surfaced from the water, they had come to an entirely different world, surrounded by black and grey walls. Other than the water passage, there were no other entrance or exit. There was a staircase in front of the passage. "Let's go. We shall check it out." Chen Xiaobei and Lu Suingzhen then walked up the stairs together. At the end of the stairs, they could see a platform shining with bright light. Clearly, the mysterious light that they saw earlier came from here. What? What is this? Upon climbing up the stairs, Lu Suingzhen could not help but purse her lips. A well-designed white jade box was placed on the platform. The dragon carving on the box was so realistic and detailed that it could beat any jade carver in this world. Considering that the box was emitting white light, it was definitely not an ordinary item. "Just open it and see what's inside," said Chen Xiaobei with a smile on his face. He wanted to open the box that laid in front of him. "Shit! Dodge!" Suddenly, Chen Xiaobei screamed and was about to push Lu Suingzhen away. However, it was all too late. Roar! A thunderous roar echoed around them. In an instant, his body was bound by pillar-shaped rays. Following that, the same thing happened to her as well. The two of them could not even move a muscle. "What is going on? What is this thing?" asked Lu Suingzhen in shock. "It's an evil white snake spirit." Roar! Right after Chen Xiaobei finished talking, a giant snake popped out from the jade box. Judging from the size of its body, this white snake was like the mini version of the giant serpent that Chen Xiaobei encountered earlier. However, this white snake was not the same species as the giant serpent. There was a white horn on its head and two tails at its back. Something is not right. I don't have yin-yang eyes. Why can't I see it? Lu Suingzhen had been living in the Jianghu for quite some time. That was why she was not surprised when Chen Xiaobei mentioned evil spirit. The thing that surprised her was she could not understand how she managed to see its true form. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a spiritual item inside the white jade box. This white snake is the materialized form of the spiritual item. So even ordinary human beings can see it. Spiritual item. It seemed that Lu Suingzhen was not too familiar with this term. However, she did not have much time to ponder upon it as death was approaching. Hiss! The evil white snake spirit flicked its tongue out and looked at the two puny humans that stood in front of him. Its ice-cold stare finally landed on Chen Xiaobei. "Kid! I'm surprised that you know about spiritual items at your age. A spiritual item is no big deal. Why are you so surprised that I know about it? Such an arrogant tone. A spiritual item is more powerful than magical item. Other than some of the ancient factions in Jianghu, no other factions possess spiritual items. Hee. You are just a sealed spiritual item trapped in this cave. I know you have fused with this white jade box. That is why you think spiritual items are really powerful. Do you know that I have used divine items to defeat my enemies before? You are just a spiritual item. Please stop showing off in front of me." Upon hearing that, Lu Suingzhen was so shocked that she did not know how to react anymore. She would not have believed what she just heard if it was others that told her about it. However, Chen Xiaobei was now the one that talked about it. Immediately, her mind told her to believe in him. After all, she had seen Chen Xiaobei do a lot of unbelievable stuff. Summoned lighting with sheer will. Invisible Trukong. Tossed out missiles from his sleeves. Only deities could do such a thing. Bastard! Stop acting tough in front of me. Do you really think you are the real Monkey King just by wearing his mask on your face? I will never believe that you have played with divine items before. From what I can see here, I know that you have played with your balls before. Definitely not divine items. You don't believe in me? I'm going to take out a spiritual item and show it to you. Humph! I don't believe that a bastard like you possess any spiritual items. I'm starting to doubt if you even know what an ancient faction is. I'm going to beat you with facts. I'm too lazy to talk to you right now. All you need to do is open your eyes and look at it. Look at it. Alright. I'm going to stand right here and look at you. My ability allows me to bind anyone in this world. The two of you can't even move a finger. How are you going to take anything out? You are going to trick me to let you go. That is impossible. Ha ha ha. I thought you have seen a lot of things in this world. It seems like you are just another frog that lives at the bottom of the well. Bastard. It seems like you want to throw your life away. Your life is my hands. Don't you dare make me angry. Initially, I wanted to absorb all your chi. I should kill you first since you are so damn annoying. No. Mr. Mr. Snake. Please don't kill him. I will apologize to you on his behalf. Sorry. Sorry. Lu Suingzhen felt so worried was because it was obvious that her body was restricted by a mysterious force. It was true that they could not move a single muscle. Like dead meat on chopping board, there was nothing he could do save themselves. Other than begging for their lives, they had no other options. Beg? Who's the stupid one here? I have waited here for hundreds of years to have a taste of fresh yang qi. You have no right to ask me not to kill him. Rendered speechless, Lu Suingzhen had lost all hope. Though she had powerful cultivation, there was nothing she could do when her power was restricted by a spiritual item. Do you know why I called you a frog that lives at the bottom of the well? Asked Chen Xiaobei with a smile on his face. Idiom which means narrow-minded. Chapter 733, Be its master with a drop of blood. Bastard! You really must have a death wish. You better tell me why you called me a frog that lives at the bottom of the well. If not, I'm going to make sure you'll experience something that is worse than death. Upon hearing that, Lu Suingzhen was so terrified that she almost cried. Her biggest hope right now was that her pleas would work on this evil white snake spirit. To her surprise, Chen Xiaobei taunted it once again. This was no different from sending the both of them to hell. I have told you that fact speaks louder than words. To you, spiritual items and ancient factions might be the most powerful things on this earth. That is because you look at the world from the entrance of the well. I'm not going to bother to argue with you. I will crush your little world and broaden your perspective. Lightning. Immediately, Lu Suingzhen's eyes were filled with surprise, curiosity, anticipation, doubt, and other complex emotions. Ha ha ha. At the same time, the white snake started to laugh. Bastard! Try not to act tough before you die. You can't even move your finger right now. How are you going to do anything to me? Idiot! That's why I told you that you are a frog. I don't even need to move any muscle on my body to trigger a high-tier spiritual item. Sheer will alone is more than enough. Strike! Asterisk buzz. Asterisk. Followed by Chen Xiaobei's roar, a stream of lightning came out of nowhere and surrounded his left thumb like a vicious snake. Ah! Ah! The moment the lightning appeared, evil white snake spirit let out an agonizing scream. The spirit that bound around Chen Xiaobei could feel that its body was being burned by lightning. Immediately, it let go of him. A couple of black wounds could be seen on its body and black smoke was coming out from it. Clearly, it had suffered a major injury. What the hell is going on? How did you summon lightning to your hand? Ouch! Pain! It's so painful! The evil white snake spirit's face contorted while it screamed in anguish. Clearly, lightning was its kryptonite. Is this how someone controls the weather with only sheer will? How is this even possible? My grandfather had trained for a few decades but he still failed to achieve celestial cultivation. He is going to die of anger if he saw that you have already achieved celestial cultivation. I don't have celestial cultivation. This Wrath Bolt Ring allows me to summon lightning anytime I want. This is a spiritual item. A pure yang spiritual item. What? Pure yang spiritual item. Upon hearing that, the evil white snake spirit screamed in fear. The Wrath Bolt Ring was the end product of the combination of the Dusk Dawn Ring and pure yang lightning catalyst. When Chen Xiaobei created this ring, he intentionally kept all the pure yang spiritual qi inside the ring. That was why its appearance was no different from an ordinary ring. The lightning that Chen Xiaobei summoned was double the pure yang attribute. In other words, this ring was the most powerful kryptonite to all evil spirits. Unless he encountered some really powerful evil spirits, dealing with ordinary evil spirits with this ring was actually more than enough. Seemingly, this evil white snake spirit's Deo path was still rather low. Taking a hit from the Wrath Bolt ring would be lethal for it. Lightning! Spear! Shouted once again, the lightning snake entwined around Chen Xiaobei's arm moved to his palm in a straight direction, turning into a lightning combat spear. Roar! Like a deity descending from heaven, Chen Xiaobei held the lightning combat spear in his hand with thunder roaring behind his back. With him at the center, his surroundings shook. It was as if a series of lightning bolts were going to ravage the land. So powerful! Is this a spiritual item? It is definitely more powerful than all those magical items that I've seen before. This is really terrifying. Staring at Chen Xiaobei petrified, Lu Suingzhen's crystal clear eyes were filled with little stars. BAS. No. Boss. Boss. Master. Please take back the lightning. I can't take it anymore. Before Chen Xiaobei could finish his words, the evil white snake spirit was almost scared to death. I will let your friend go right now. I'm more than happy to send the two of you off in a very polite manner. From today onwards, let's not cross each other paths anymore. Okay? Right after that, it put Lu Suingzhen on the ground gently. Its humongous body minimized into a tiny spirit staring at Chen Xiaobei fearfully like a rat seeing a tiger. I'm not pleased. My friend apologized to you just now as well. However, you pushed her apology aside. Oh right. There is a precious item inside the jade box. I will give it to you as a gift. Please let me go this time. Is that okay? No. After I kill you, I can take possession of the jade box and the thing inside it. I don't need you to give it to me as a gift. This. The white snake evil spirit began to cry. It would not have offended Chen Xiaobei if it knew it would end up in such a terrible circumstance. Things would have turned out differently if it let them go when Lu Suingzhen was begging for their lives. Thinking about this, the evil white snake spirit felt so regretful about the path that it chose. Nothing to say now? Die. Glaring at the white snake evil spirit, he lifted up his hand and prepared to toss the lightning spear at the evil white snake spirit. Master! Hold on. Listen to me first. I'm the spirit of the spiritual item that lies inside the box. The ability, Dragon Bind, is possessed by me. If you kill me, this ability will disappear together with me. In other words, a good spiritual item will be wasted. However, if you are willing to transmogrify me, you can keep me as your personal spiritual item. In other words, I will belong to you for eternity. Only serve you. And I will be able to keep my life. You will get yourself one more spiritual item. This is killing two birds with one stone. What do you think? Upon hearing that, Chen Xiaobei's initial decision wavered. Though he wielded Jinggu Bang before, it required a lot of spiritual qi just to swing it. As compared to a spiritual item, it was definitely more economical to use a spiritual item instead of a divine item. Also, the ability Dragon Bind seemed really powerful. If it could bind a powerful elite like Lu Suingzhen, he could use it to control his enemies in a surprising manner. One more trump card would be added to his treasure chest. Okay. I like your suggestion. Tell me, how should I transmogrify you? Chen Xiaobei deactivated his lightning combat spear and said calmly. Use your blood. Place a drop of blood on the white jade box and my mind will open up to you. I will build a spiritual link with you and recognize you as my master officially. Alright. Let's try, said Chen Xiaobei with a smile of anticipation. Chapter 734, Cell Phone in Water. Shin. Chen Xiaobei channeled his true Kong to form an invisible blade on his right thumb. He then cut a small wound on his left thumb. Be careful of traps, said Lu Suingzhen in a cautious manner. Don't worry. I don't think it has the guts to play any tricks on me. If it dares to do so, I have 100 ways to deal with it. No. No. I wouldn't dare to play any dirty tricks. The white snake evil spirit quickly shook its head. Considering that Chen Xiaobei had already induced enough fear in it, there was no way that it would trick him. Ignoring it, Chen Xiaobei squeezed out a drop of blood on the white jade box. Immediately, the drop of blood spread on the white jade box like ripple from visible to invisible. In the end, the blood fused with the box completely. Buzz! The white jade box vibrated and the consciousness of the white snake evil spirit came out from it. It then started to build a spiritual connection with Chen Xiaobei like they were going to sign a spiritual pact. Master! Once both of them finished signing the pact, the white snake evil spirit and the white jade box had officially become his personal belongings. This was the legendary blood pact. Once it recognized Chen Xiaobei as its master, it would never betray Chen Xiaobei no matter what. Other than Chen Xiaobei, no one would be able to use the white jade box even if someone took it from him. It's done. She looked at Chen Xiaobei in astonishment, not believing that the blood pact between the white snake evil spirit and Chen Xiaobei was done. Of course. From this moment onwards, it will become my servant. Dabai. Open the jade box. Dabai. Stunned for a few seconds, the white snake evil spirit finally snapped back to reality. Immediately, it nodded its head and said, "Yes, Master." Since there was a Xiaobai in Chen Xiaobei's house, he decided to call it Dabai. Clack! The white jade box was unlocked, opening automatically. Upon seeing the blinking lights before them, the content of the box was finally revealed. "What is that? Looks like there's nothing special about it," said Lu Suingzhen in annoyance. There was a black stone inside the box. From the surface, it looked like it had nothing to do with the word treasure. However, Chen Xiaobei bounced around happily after seeing the black stone. This. Why did you look so surprised after discovering the content inside the box? What is that thing? Usually, Chen Xiaobei was always calm and steady. That was why she could not figure out why would Chen Xiaobei got so excited over a small black stone. Could it be that black stone was actually some priceless treasure? Smooch. Chen Xiaobei strode towards Lu Suingzhen and planted a kiss on her face that was covered by a white veil. What are you doing? His action startled and embarrassed her at the same time. She did not push him away but still needed some time to accept him. Before she got to know Chen Xiaobei better, she would never allow him to do such thing anymore. She was after all not a frivolous lady. This is a piece of 10,000 years old ambergris. Babe. You are my lucky goddess. Your slap is completely worth it. This item over here cost a fortune. Humph. You are such a money-minded person. You were just calling me lady not too long ago. Now, you are calling me your babe. You change too fast. Haha. Can't you see I'm really happy? I promise you that I will always call you my babe. Others might not know the value of a 10,000 years old ambergris, but Chen Xiaobei truly knew how powerful this item was. When he consumes the spiritual essence inside the ambergris, his combat power would increase by 3,000 instantly. That was why he got so excited over it. Tisk. I'm not your babe. This must be some kind of street language. You need to educate yourself more. I'm in a good mood. You can say whatever you want. With a smile on his face, Chen Xiaobei closed the white jade box and kept it inside his treasure chest. Look at my luck. It's beyond awesome. Not only I managed to transmogrify the white jade box but also receive a priceless 10,000 years old ambergris. And I really have to thank you for slapping me in the face. To him, this lucky journey had everything to do with his luck. After all, Zhang Xia just rewarded him 216,000,000 merit points. However, this incident actually had nothing to do with his luck but the super fate that Moon Lord mentioned to him before. Let's get out from this place. Right after that, Chen Xiaobei brought Lu Suingzhen traveled back to where they came from. When they arrived at the river bank, Chen Xiaobei built a bonfire and sat together with Lu Suingzhen. What are you planning to do after this? I'm planning to go back to Xianjian faction. About the thing that you told me earlier, I have to verify it personally. I have helped you remove the hexworm. Even though it's not my business, I must tell you that you are no longer valuable to Lu Ziwan. Traveling back to Xianjian faction might kill you. I understand your good intentions. My grandfather is badly injured right now. Even if he wants to fight me, I think I can get away from him safely if I can't defeat him. And I need to know that what are they trying to hide from me? I have to know why would they do such a horrible thing to me. Okay. Considering that Lu Ziwan was hurt by my missiles, he would definitely need some time before he can fight again. This is the best time to look for your answer. I'm not going to stop you. Take down my number and call me when you need my help. I will definitely help you one more time. Consider it as my gratitude for helping me to find a priceless treasure. Cell phone? Can you still use your cell phone? We just dove in the river. Shit. 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 Taken aback, Chen Xiaobei had come to a horrifying realization. Earlier, he was sent into the river by Lu Suingzhen's slap. Right after that, he was attracted to the mysterious hole at the bottom of the river, causing him to forget about his cell phone completely. Saifu. Buddha. Guanyin. Please make sure that my cell phone is still usable. With sweat dripping down from his forehead, Chen Xiaobei took out his cell phone from his pocket quickly. However, he did not dare to press any button on it. At that moment, he could feel that his heart was about to jump out from his throat. The reason behind his success was the red envelope group. Without it, he would stay poor and weak. If my cell phone is no longer usable. No if. Please. Gritting his teeth, Chen Xiaobei's hands shook when he was about to press the unlock button. Big white. Literally little white. How creative face with tears of joy. Yaas, it's happening, guys. Chapter 735, Lucky Goddess. Saifu bless me. Buddha bless me. Guanyin bless me. Gulping non-stop, Chen Xiaobei had never experienced such nervousness. His powerful state of mind was about to crumble. If he managed to get through this, his state of mind would definitely receive a huge boost. There was nothing else in this world could beat him down if he could keep calm in this incident. What's wrong? Is your cell phone broken? But I saw you using it earlier. I think it should be fine. Use? When did you see me using it? Not too long ago. You took out your cell phone, shook it, and the white jade box disappeared. Initially, I wanted to ask you about it. However, it seems like this is your secret. That was why I chose not to pursue this topic. No. This is not my secret. That cell phone is my life. That cell phone. Is that a spiritual item as well? Judging from Chen Xiaobei's reaction, Lu Suingzhen was smart enough to guess that the cell phone was no ordinary earthly item. Did you really see me using it just now? Yes. I did. However, I don't think I saw the screen light up. Right. There's no backlight from the screen. I remember it pretty well. No backlight? How is that even possible? If the cell phone stopped working the moment I fell into the river, how did I keep the white jade box in my treasure chest? What are you talking about? Hold on. Let me organize my thoughts. My cell phone must have suffered some damage when I fell into the river. That was why my cell phone's screen did not light up when I kept the white jade box in my treasure chest. And I have mastered the function on this cell phone. I can use it to withdraw and keep items without looking at it. That was why I didn't notice that the backlight of the cell phone is gone. I just kept the item into my treasure chest based on my instinct. This is enough to prove that my cell phone has malfunctioned, but my treasure chest is fine. Right. That must be it. After connecting the dots, Chen Xiaobei was filled with joy. Now, he had some questions left unanswered in his mind. What makes the treasure chest a treasure chest? Does it rely on the cell phone to function properly? Does everyone in Red Envelope Group own a cell phone? Could it be that their treasure chest and communication system relies on other things to function properly instead of a cell phone? Just by thinking about it is pointless. Let me test something first. After he calmed himself down, all the doubts were gone. Still, he felt worried and did not dare to press the unlock button. One single tap on the cell phone would determine Chen Xiaobei's fate. All those deductions that he had in mind were not verified. He still had to test it before he could come up with a conclusion. Babe, can you help me to press the unlock button? Chen Xiaobei then handed the cell phone to Lu Suingzin. Me? You should do it yourself. This cell phone is too valuable. No. I insist. You brought me luck today. I trust you. And you might even bring me more luck. Hesitating for a moment, she decided that it was impossible to avoid the problem. After all, she was the one that caused Chen Xiaobei to fall into the river. Naturally, she had to bear the responsibility of his malfunctioning phone. All right. Let me do it. After taking a deep breath, Lu Suingzin pressed on the unlock button gently. Black screen. It seemed the phone was not responding at all. Upon pressing on it a couple of times, Lu Suingzin felt really nervous. It is truly broken. What should we do? I can buy you a new one if this is an ordinary cell phone. But this is a spiritual item. I don't know how and where to get one similar spiritual item for you. Buzz. Suddenly, the cell phone buzzed and the screen lit up. There is light, exclaimed Lu Suingzin happily. Wait. Something is not right. What is this picture? The screen of the cell phone did light up, but it did not show the usual interface. It was showing some really strange symbols filling up the entire cell phone screen, making it look like a talisman. Talisman rune. This must be the talisman rune of the treasure chest. Everything can go back to normal when I insert this talisman rune into my cell phone. Finally, I don't have to worry about it anymore. Ahaha. Talisman rune? This picture right here is a legendary talisman rune. That's right. I have told you that you being enormous luck to me today. One small tap on the cell phone from you and my problem is solved. I have a suggestion. Would you care to listen to it? Said Lu Suingzin with a flushed face. Of course. I have to listen to you since you bring me so much luck today. If I'm not mistaken, your cell phone is actually an infinite space magical item. You should insert the talisman rune into something else since you can insert it into your cell phone. For example, a ring. You can carry it anywhere you go and it won't get damaged easily. Isn't that more practical? Damn. Oh my god. Upon hearing that, Chen Xiaobei was lit up. Immediately, held Lu Suingzin's face with his hands and planted a kiss on each cheek. Babe. You are a genius. Why didn't I think about such a good idea? You are definitely my lucky goddess. That's a great one. Carrying a cell phone everywhere he went was definitely inconvenient for him. All this while, he was had to worry that he might lose his phone or drop it into the water. Other than that, he had to pay attention to it all the time, in case someone stole it. Sometimes, he might misplace it and people would find out his secret when they turned on his cell phone. Now, if he swapped the talisman rune from his cell phone to a ring, he would not need to worry all those unnecessary troubles anymore. The newly crafted infinite space ring would be waterproof and anti-theft, so no one would ever find out about his secret. Imagine if a ring could store an infinite number of items and take out the item that you need whenever you want. How incredible that would be! It was no longer a magical item. It was now a divine item. Such a jerk. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Seeing that Chen Xiaobei was doing fine, she let out a sigh of relief. At the same she felt embarrassed. She then left the place immediately. Actually, she already had Chen Xiaobei's cell phone number in her contact list. So, it was not necessary for her to remember his number. Babe! My lucky goddess! Don't go! Let's go and buy a lottery. We split half if we hit the jackpot, shouted Chen Xiaobei from far. Still, Lu Suingzhen did not turn around and looked at him. There was still a lot of things waiting for Chen Xiaobei to deal with. Promptly, he rushed back to Wolong Mansion. It was now middle of the night. There were only 2 people that were still awake. One of them was the #1 genius of Japan, Kang Jingu. And the other one was famous streamer of Dumao, Old Wang. Chapter 736, Streamer Old Wang. The most famous streamer on Dumao streaming platform, Old Wang. The crowd would get ecstatic whenever he starts talking in his stream. In the Mobile Legends competition, he would make sure the players made tons of mistake if the person angered him. Even the top team of Mobile Legends begged Old Wang to become their team leader. In the end, they managed to crush every opponent that they met and become the champions. As for female streamers, he would distort their singing voice, cause wardrobe malfunction when they danced, spill milk on their chests, and make them fall into ditches when they ate bananas if he was not pleased with them. Just a few days ago, a bitch mocked Old Wang in order to be crowned as the most famous streamer on Dumao. In the end, she fell to the ground when she danced. Other than breaking her 2 front teeth, the silica gel placed in her bra fell out as well. On that day, Old Wang received tons of presents that cost a few million. As he had millions of subscribers, he became the top streamer on Dumao. Today, Old Wang had around 2 million people who paid attention to him. Of this number, at least 1 million were his loyal fans. The goal of recruiting 3 million disciples was getting closer and closer. Old Wang had put a lot of effort into recruiting more disciples. On weekends, he would interact with his fans. At night, he would start to stream Mobile Legends until morning. Recently, he learned something new. When Chen Xiaobei went into Old Wang's room, he saw that he was holding a microphone and singing. The song, I Drink Alone, is dedicated to all my fans. Now, let me sing something new that I learned from the web not too long ago. Emperor Qin brought down King Zhou. Destroying 6 countries was nothing to him. Going against the fate and created a brand new world, walk alone while carrying the whole world on the shoulder. Emperor Han fought with a bunch of wild cougars alone. Till they cried to their mothers. Even if you use a saber to slash my chest, I will guard this wall no matter what. Kill Yan Wang. Destroy Buddha. I'm now a demon. As long as my sword still can be used for combat, I will fight my way to heaven. All the gods shall bow in front of me when they see me in heaven. Woohoo! Old Wang might look old from the surface, the moment he had a microphone in his hand he would use all his strength to belt it out. Damn! This must be a fake Old Wang. Taken aback, Chen Xiaobei did not dare to enter the room. He just could not fathom how the weak Old Wang had transformed into someone really bold. Maybe this place was where he should belong. Beneath the stage, he was barely noticeable by anyone. On the stage, he was like a star, shining bright. Old Wang! You are too damn awesome! Damn! What is this crown? The #1 streamer on Dumao? Damn! Old Wang! It seems you have gone through some good changes. Xiaobei! Why are you here? Haha! Don't tease me! I'm streaming right now. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You did well. Look at all those gifts that you received. Chen Xiaobei could see that public chat was filled with different kind of gifts from rockets to small fish. At the same time, all his fans were pretty wild as well. Old Wang! Great singing! You are the only streamer that I support. My king! Awesome! 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 Master Wang! I want to become your wife. His fans' loyalty was definitely as strong as Chen Xiaobei's fans. Upon thinking about his fan club, Chen Xiaobei was reminded of his broken cell phone. Recently, he just received a huge amount of merit points from Zhangxia and his charm had received a huge boost. In other words, his number of fans should increase. As he pondered, some people recognized Chen Xiaobei from Old Wang's stream. Whoa! Old Wang! Isn't that Bro Bei? Oh my god! He is Bro Bei! As an elite member of his fan club, I will never forget his face. Really? That is really Bro Bei. I'm a new member of the fan club. After watching the trailer of Ling Yu the heroine, I have decided to become Bro Bei's fan. That trailer is beyond awesome. Especially the explosion scene. Perfect. It looked like Bro Bei was killed in the fire. Not only his acting skill is good but also his top-notch professionalism is definitely admirable. I have to give him 32 likes. 32 likes are nothing. I have rewatched the trailer more than 32 times. My most favorite scene is when Bro Bei slashed Zhang Zongji. The more I watch the more excited I get. Talk is useless. Go and buy 32 movie tickets to show your love to Bro Bei. I have booked tickets for myself and my family. We are going to watch this movie during the first day of the Lunar New Year. Ha ha ha. Damn. Is it really that good? I'm going to book a ticket as well. Go now. The tickets will be gone soon. Suddenly, everyone was walking about the movie. From here, one could see that the production team had already promoted the movie earlier. Seemingly, the trailer was so good that there were no negative comments. Nowadays, bad movies were all over the filming industry. It would be a miracle if a movie did not receive any negative comments. In an instant, most of Old Wang's fans started to follow Chen Xiaobei. He could gain 10,000 fans easily. Everyone! Bro Bei is my best friend. I hope all of you will go and support his movie. I thank everyone in advance. By that time, as long as you are my followers, you can use your movie tickets to come to me for a lucky draw. I will pick 10 winners. 1 million cash awaits you. Upon hearing that, the channel was flooded by comments once again. Everyone knew that Old Wang always kept his promises. Those who were interested in the movie promised that they would buy a few tickets. As for those who were not interested in watching the movie, they said that they would watch it for Old Wang's sake. Promoting the movie through the streaming platform was definitely more effective than spending a huge sum of money to promote this movie through the usual channels. Thank you so much for all the support. I will fork out 1 million cash as well for the lucky draw. Follow Old Wang and you will receive all kind of good stuff. Again, the channel was flooded with positive comments. Alright. Everyone. Bro Bei has something to discuss with me. I'm going to turn off my stream a tad bit early today. See you tomorrow. The room was finally quiet after Old Wang turned off the streaming service. Chen Xiaobei then told Old Wang all the things that he'd been through recently. He mentioned that he wanted to craft an infinite space ring. It can definitely come true. The talisman rune that you saw earlier can be used to combine with a ring. And it will serve as a treasure chest for you. What about the red envelope group? Without the cell phone, how am I going to talk to them? Chapter 737, Infinite Space Ring. This is easy. All you need to do is buy a new cell phone and you will be able to log into your old account. How is that even possible? Are you trying to tell me that any phone on this earth has the red envelope group function? Of course not. The important thing here is the talisman rune. Not only does it allow you to store and retrieve items, but also serves as a 3 realms intranet hotspot. When you buy a new cell phone, you can connect it to this hotspot. After that, you will be able to use all those functions provided by the red envelope group. Are you trying to tell me that I can continue using my cell phone to chit-chat and snatch red envelopes? And all those red envelopes that I snatch will be stored inside my infinite space ring. Right. That's it. There are two benefits of doing this. 1. If you are too far away from the hotspot, your cell phone will disconnect with the Three Realms intranet hotspot. And no one will be able to decrypt your secret. Other than that, all your precious treasures will be safely secure as well. 2. You are free to change your cell phone whenever you want. You can easily connect to the hotspot as long as you are near it. This is great. I'm going to craft my infinite space ring right now. I'm going to engrave the rune on my Wrath Bolt ring. Hold on first. It is extremely difficult to create Talisman rune. One simple mistake, you will destroy your Wrath Bolt ring and the Talisman rune will fall apart as well. Don't worry. I'm a man with the scholar heart. This is not my first time creating a Talisman rune. I will make no mistake, said Chen Xiaobei in a confident manner. The Thunder Pool formation and Puzzle formation were created by him alone. Considering that Chen Xiaobei had done similar things before, the scholar heart would be able to make this whole Talisman rune creation process easier for him. That's great. You shall go ahead and do it. I will contact Hong Haier for you to ask him to lend his Sanmei True Fire to you. Oh right. How are Nijia and Hong Haier doing? Their career progressions are basically accelerating like a supercar. I heard they are going to have a mini concert soon. They even sent me a ticket and asked me to do a live stream at their concert. Roughly estimating, I think the number of disciples that they have are going to catch up with me. I'm afraid they will surpass me after this mini concert. You can consider a change in your profession. Judging on how you sang earlier, I'm pretty sure you can become famous by singing too. That is not necessary. I love what I'm doing right now. Every day is a productive day for me. Honestly speaking, I don't think I want to go back to heaven anymore. Ha ha ha. Alright. It's all up to you. Just do whatever that makes you happy. I'm going to take my leave first. After saying goodbye to old Wang, Chen Xiaobei returned to Beixian faction. First, he took a look at his 3 pairs of mother-child hexworm. Right after that, he drank a bottle of 100 herbs potion and started to create the Talisman rune. Though his phone was damaged, his treasure chest was still intact. Tapping on his cell phone blindly, Chen Xiaobei managed to take out his Maoyang Divine Pen from his treasure chest. After connecting with it, Maoyang Divine Pen started to shine in golden light. With full attention, Chen Xiaobei began to write all those tiny golden characters on the Wrath Bolt ring. Now, Chen Xiaobei looked like one of those miniature artists that write Chinese characters on a grain of rice. The size of every single character was as small as a sesame seed. He had to be very careful not to make any mistake. One small mistake could cause the entire process to fall apart. Luckily, the room for errors was close to zero because Chen Xiaobei possessed the scholar heart and he had experience doing it some time ago. The bigger issue was the energy needed on it. Chen Xiaobei would feel dizzy and drained after writing a line of Talisman rune. He had to rely on the 100 herbs potion to provide him with enough energy to complete the whole process. Considering that Chen Xiaobei owned 30,000 health, it was still extremely difficult for him to complete it. With that being said, it was close to impossible for a normal human being to do what he did. Nowadays, those who could still create formation were almost all gone. A Talisman rune master was rarer than an alchemist. From the surface, infinite space formation might look smaller than Thunder Pool formation and Puzzle formation, but it was twice the difficulty of those two formations combined. After 3 days and 3 nights and consuming hundreds of bottles of 100 herbs potion, Chen Xiaobei finally managed to complete the whole thing. The next thing he needed to do was use Sanmei True Fire to fuse the infinite space formation and the Wrath Bolt ring together. Following that, Chen Xiaobei drove to Qincheng Entertainment promptly. Earlier, Chen Xiaobei had made an appointment with Hong Haier. Considering that he was extremely busy, Chen Xiaobei had no choice but to meet him at the company. 3 of them were waiting for Chen Xiaobei at the meeting room when Chen Xiaobei arrived at Qincheng Entertainment. Looking at Lin Nan, he still looked like one of those rich young masters. This was how he looked when he moved to Dragon City. Chen Xiaobei was already used to it. On the other hand, Hong Haier and Ne Zha had gone through a huge transformation from head to toe. Now, they looked like superstars that everyone loved. Not only the surface but also their temperaments. After some talking, Chen Xiaobei found that the company had scheduled dozens of gigs for them to showcase their talents. With the help of director Zhang Wen, they managed to gain the popularity that they needed at an incredible speed. At first, they were called to become guests of some live shows. Now, they were about to have their very first concert. All within a few months. Such quick improvement would definitely make 90% of people in the entertainment industry jealous over them. In any case, Chen Xiaobei did not feel the need to worry about the number of their disciples anymore. Right after that, Chen Xiaobei asked Hong Haier to follow him to the rooftop. Let me give you a friendly advice. You have to prepare a decent amount of spiritual qi before you start the fusion process. Why? Because you are going to use sheer will to control the treasure chest after you fuse it into a ring. You have to add a certain amount of spiritual attribute into it for it to work properly. Understood. Chen Xiaobei nodded his head. He then took out his green jade cauldron and green jade gourd from his treasure chest. Finally, he placed the Wrath Bolt ring and his old cell phone into the cauldron. I'm going to begin the process now. Immediately, Hong Haier spat out a cloud of Sanmei true fire into the cauldron. In an instant, the old cell phone turned into ashes and the golden-purple talisman rune was revealed. All of them went into the talisman rune that Chen Xiaobei carved on his Wrath Bolt ring. The building of a link between the infinite space formation and Wrath Bolt ring had already begun. You can inject spiritual qi into it right now. Around 3,000 spiritual stones are needed here. 3,000. That's a lot, said Chen Xiaobei while frowning. Chapter 738, Lin Nan asking for help. The amount of spiritual qi inside the green jade gourd was equivalent to 10,000 spiritual stones. Combined with the remaining spiritual qi, Chen Xiaobei possessed around 11,000 spiritual stones. Spending 3,000 spiritual stones in one go was definitely not a small number. There's no other option for me. For the sake of the infinite space ring, I have to do it. After that, I will have to work harder to earn more spiritual stones. Chen Xiaobei then lifted up the wooden cork from the green jade gourd and started to pour spiritual qi into the cauldron. Like rain, the spiritual qi nourished the Wrath Bolt ring, making it shinier, and the talisman runes on it were more alive. After all the spiritual qi was absorbed by the Wrath Bolt ring, a brand new modified ring was born. Put it on and try it. This infinite space ring is definitely better than your cell phone. Alright. Chen Xiaobei could not wait any longer to test out its effect. After all, he had invested a lot of time and spiritual qi into it. Immediately, he put the Wrath Bolt ring on his left thumb. The powerful spiritual attribute of the ring started to build a spiritual link with Chen Xiaobei. It was more powerful than the divine Maoyang pen. Store. Upon swinging his hand, the humongous green jade cauldron disappeared right before his eyes. Damn! That was a success. Chen Xiaobei was getting more and more excited. He then shouted, "Retrieve!" Right after he finished talking, the combat saber, demonic dragon apocalypse, appeared in Chen Xiaobei's hand. Whoa! This is so convenient. I don't have to turn on my cell phone, go into the chat group, and unlock treasure chest to withdraw my item. The most important thing is I don't have to do it secretly anymore. With sheer will, I can get whatever I want in my treasure chest. This is incredible. Look at your happy face. An item like this is trash in the heavenly realm. Spend more time to learn about this item and you will be able to read the description of the item with your mind. You don't have to check your cell phone anymore. Store. After keeping the demonic dragon apocalypse back in his treasure chest, Chen Xiaobei quickly regained his composure and began to connect with the ring. In an instant, the image of a treasure chest and all his items were placed in front of him in his mind. Also, there were descriptions displayed below all his items. Ding! White Jade Dragon Box, 2-star spiritual item. It has the ability to bind anyone that is under 50,000 combat power, maximum 2 person, do you wish to withdraw it? Information like this was stored in Chen Xiaobei's mind. With sheer will, he could check on all his items in the treasure chest. Alright. Spending 3,000 spiritual stone on it is definitely worth it, said Chen Xiaobei with a smile. Clearly, he was really happy with the result. Next, all he needed to do was to buy a new cell phone and transfer his old contact number into his new cell phone. Right after that, Chen Xiaobei and Hong Haier went back to the meeting room. Brother-in-law, I have something private to discuss with you, said Lin Nan nervously. All right. Nodding his head, Chen Xiaobei brought Lin Nan back to the rooftop. You can tell it to me here. There's no one here. Don't worry. It's about my sister. This is supposed to be a secret, but I'm really worried about her. Your sister? What happened to her? Some time ago, my sister left Dragon City to meet an elite. She is supposed to let the elite train her. This whole thing was arranged by the higher UPS. They mentioned that sending my sister away would make my father focus more on his research. They also told me that it would be my turn next time. Letting some elites to train her? This should be an extremely rare opportunity. Once the two of you enter the path of martial arts training, your future will be smooth sailing. The problem is I have not spoken to her for a week. Not even a single call. How did this happen? Who did she go with? Said Chen Xiaobei in a nervous manner. Seemingly, he was blaming himself as well. Recalling his conversation with Lin Xiang on the phone, she did mention she was going to meet someone. However, Chen Xiaobei did not follow up with her after that. The worst part was he did not even know that something bad might have happened to her. My sister was escorted by Thunder Kirin Special Forces to some place. I even heard that the person is one of the best in Thunder Kirin Special Forces. Logically speaking, she should be doing fine. However, I just couldn't get to her. My father is still stuck in the lab. I have no one to ask for help. Left with no options, I had to ask for your help. Let's calm down first. The best in Thunder Kirin Special Forces. Other than the old general, Bro Yu is the second most powerful elite in it. I have not seen him for quite some time. I'm pretty sure his mission is to escort Xiang to some place. From what I know, Bro Yu's strength is powerful enough to dominate the entire Jianghu. Could it be? They've crossed paths with some powerful enemies. There's a high possibility to that. We have to look for them immediately. Brother-in-law. Why are you mumbling? Don't worry. Let me deal with it. Chen Xiaobei then placed his hand on Lin Nan's shoulder and asked, do you trust me? Of course. You are the superhero I idolize the most. Alright. Just focus on your work now. I will look for your sister. After hearing your promise, I don't feel that worried anymore. I'll be waiting for you and my sister's return. To him, Chen Xiaobei was an invincible superhero. He was the one that told Chen Xiaobei someday he was going to become a dragon and dominate the world. Lin Nan would believe him if Chen Xiaobei told him that he could do it. After that, Chen Xiaobei left Qincheng Entertainment without meeting Song Qinchenj. Immediately, he went and bought a new cell phone and downloaded all his contact numbers from his cloud storage. Elder Cao would be the first choice to ask about the matter in Thunder Kirin Special Forces. However, he was too busy to answer Chen Xiaobei's call. As he was out of options, he had to call Cao Zhenyang. Hello? Xiaobei? How can I help you? Be quick. I'm on a mission. I want to ask about my Shixing. Was he assigned to escort Lin Xiang to some place? How did you know about it? This is supposed to be a highly classified secret. Stop wasting my time. Tell me what's happening to them now. Chapter 739, Jade Kiran. I'm not too sure about the details as well. We have lost contact with Xianjiao quite some time ago. I'm not going to lie to you since you have known this matter. Actually, I'm going to travel with a few comrades of mine to look for Xianjiao and Ms. Lin. Don't worry. It is not as serious as you think it is. I have to go with you guys. I'm afraid that is not possible. This mission is highly classified. I'm breaking the rules just telling you about it. Inviting you to come along with us is a big no. Can you stop talking crap? Bring me along with you if you are my friend, said Chen Xiaobei determinedly. Cao Zhenyang was smart enough to know that Chen Xiaobei was adamant about it. He also knew that Chen Xiaobei would unfriend him if he refused to let him go. Clearly, Elder Cao valued Chen Xiaobei and Xianjiao a lot. If not, he would not gift the one and only Wolong mansion to Chen Xiaobei. Xianjiao would definitely cut off all the ties with Thunder Kiran Special Forces if he knew that they wronged Chen Xiaobei on purpose. The consequences of losing a powerful elite like Xianjiao was simply unimaginable. I don't think I can bear the responsibility of losing Xianjiao. I'm going to send the address to you right now. You can come to us now. Let me get the general's permission for you to come along with us. Okay. After receiving the address, Chen Xiaobei departed to the designated location promptly. Considering that Xianjiao and Chen Xiaobei were extremely close to each other and Chen Xiaobei was the one that located Lin Xiang and Lin Nan, the general allowed Chen Xiaobei to tag along with them without any hesitation. All of them then traveled to the airport. There was a small private airplane waiting for them when they arrived at the airport. The boarding process was rather smooth. When the airplane finally took off, Chen Xiaobei let out a sigh of relief. He then calmed down and proceeded to observe all those people around him. Other than Cao Zhenyang, there were another 3 men and 1 woman traveling with him. After Cao Zhenyang noticed Chen Xiaobei was eyeing on his comrades, he went ahead and introduced them to him. This is Yan Kongming, one of the top 4 heroes of Thunder Kiran Special Forces. He is given the nickname Jade Kiran and is the team leader of this secret operation. Chen Xiaobei then turned around and looked at him once more. He looked like he was in his 30s with sword-shaped eyebrows and a lean, muscular body. With that, he was worthy of the title Jade Kiran. Ding! Cultivation, early phase of true nirvana stage. Health, 30,000. Combat power, 30,000. After scanning him with the Nether Spirit Battle Scouter, Chen Xiaobei was slightly disappointed. Initially, he thought that his combat power would be higher than his. Calling him the Jade Kiran of Thunder Kiran Special Forces actually meant nothing. With his cultivation, it was impossible that he could provide any aid to Xianjiao. However, it was not an easy task to achieve true nirvana stage in Jianghu. With that being said, Yang Kongming was probably the most powerful person Thunder Kiran Special Forces could send to help Xianjiao. Upon thinking about that, Chen Xiaobei could not help but shake his head. He was glad that he insisted to tag along with them. Why are you shaking your head? Are you looking down on me? Frowned, Yan Kongming was not pleased by Chen Xiaobei's body language. It seemed that he was a prideful person. Earlier, he thought that Chen Xiaobei would go to him and greet him. He was furious seeing Chen Xiaobei shaking his head while looking at him. I'm not looking down on you. I shook my head because of something else. With his current cultivation, he had all the right in the world to look down on Yan Kongming. However, Chen Xiaobei felt it was not a good time to argue with him. That was why he decided to take a step back. Humph! Yan Kongming harumphed. He then looked to the other side and ignored Chen Xiaobei. Sensing the tensed atmosphere, Cao Zhenyang changed the topic quickly. These two are Feng Subin and Fang Kangyan. Their cultivations are similar to mine. 2 of them are my good brothers. Hello. Chen Xiaobei nodded at them to show them that he was friendly. Oh okay. Unfortunately, the two of them did not show much interest in Chen Xiaobei. Clearly, they were not going to be friendly toward Chen Xiaobei. It seemed like Yan Kongming was the backbone of the team. Going against him was equivalent to going against the entire team. Upon seeing that, Cao Zhenyang did not know what to do anymore. Chen Xiaobei was after all an outsider. No one would approve of what he did even if he was part of the team now. Offending Yan Kongming would result in one being boycotted by those that were under him. The last person here is Fang Yuqiang. She is our Shimei. Big fan of brother Yan. Brother Zhenyang. Why did you tell him stuff like this? I'm not that close with that kid. Ugh. Sorry. I shouldn't have said that, said Cao Zhenyang in frustration. He could not help but blame Chen Xiaobei for causing this internal conflict. Now that Chen Xiaobei had offended Yan Kongming, he would have to become the middleman to please both sides. Upon seeing that, Chen Xiaobei could not help but laugh. After checking them out with the Nether Spirit Battle Scouter, all those three people's cultivations were on the same level with Cao Zhenyang pinnacle phase of Qi refining stage and 20,000 combat power. To Chen Xiaobei, they were as weak as ants. It looked like all of them were working together to boycott Chen Xiaobei. None of them thought that Chen Xiaobei any intention of working together with them. He would go his separate ways after he found out about Xian Jiahu's and Lin Xiang's whereabouts. Brother Cao, can you tell me where we are going now? Asked Chen Xiaobei. Why are you asking this question? Just shut and follow us. Considering that not even I have stepped foot on that place before. I don't think you have heard of the place. So, it's pointless for you to ask any questions, said Yuqiang. Yuqiang. Can you stop talking? Mr. Chen is my friend. For the sake of me, can you please stop what you are doing now? Humph. I'm just telling the truth. She was in love with Yan Kongming for quite some time. Naturally, she would not give up the opportunity to show off in front of him. All right. If you are not going to listen to what I have to say. For the sake of Xian Jiahu, can you please stop talking? Mr. Chen is after all Xian Jiahu's Shidi. Xian Jiahu is a powerful man. For that, I respect him. Kid. You better pray that we will be able to look for Xian Jiahu as soon as possible. Without him, you are just another piece of trash. Upon hearing that, Feng Subin and Fang Kangyan smiled scornfully at the same time. As for Yan Kongming, he did not even bother to look at Chen Xiaobei. Clearly, all three of them had just agreed with the thing that Fang Yuqiang just said. Cao Zhenyang was frustrated being stuck in this awkward situation. He was going to offend someone no matter which side he helped. Brother Cao. I'm asking you a question. Can you hear me? Behaving calmly, Chen Xiaobei was not bothered by what they said to him. To him, they were just a group of ants that he could crush easily with one foot. Oh. Taken aback, Cao Zhenyang said, we are going to Paradise Island. Chapter 740, You are going to die with me. Paradise Island. Chen Xiaobei was astonished by Cao Zhenyang's revelation. Immediately, he thought of the naval war that happened not too long ago. What now? I don't think you heard of this place before, right? I knew it. You are just a man that knows nothing of this world. Not everyone can step foot in that place. Consider yourself lucky. Because of us, you get to have a look at that place. Feng Subin and Fang Kangyan laughed at Chen Xiaobei at the same time. On the other hand, Yan Kongming harumphed out loud. Yes. You are right. I have not heard of the place before, replied Chen Xiaobei nonchalantly. There was no emotion shown on Chen Xiaobei's face, but deep down he was relieved. Judging from Fang Yuqiang's description, it seemed that Faka made the naval war incident vanish. No one would ever know about it if powerful forces like Thunder Kirin did not know about it. Why would my Shixing and Ms. Lin travel to Paradise Island? I thought Ms. Lin is supposed to go and meet some elites. The truth is Ms. Lin is supposed to meet the ancient faction of the sea called Title Faction. The location of this ancient faction is not supposed to be known by others. That was why the faction leader mentioned that he will bring Ms. Lin to his ancient faction from Paradise Island. From what we last know, Xian Jiu and Ms. Lin had arrived at Paradise Island. However, the people from Title Faction couldn't find them on Paradise Island. After that, we could not reach them anymore. Logically speaking, if we want to know where they went, we should start searching from Paradise Island, said Cao Zhenyang in a confident manner. What if we can't find them on Paradise Island? Asked Chen Xiaobei. Don't worry about that. I have contacted the locals to help me with it. They are pretty well connected in that area. I'm confident that they can help us to look for them. Who is your connection? There should not be a problem if the mentioned person was Fakir. Can you stop asking questions? It's not like you know the person anyway, said Fang Yuqiang. Yuqiang. Stop stirring up conflict. We have a mission in hand. Let's prioritize that, said Cao Zhenyang angrily. Thought this woman was his comrade, she did nothing to contribute to the team other than mock Chen Xiaobei and destroy the peace within. I'm just being honest. He is just a village boy. How is possible that he knows Mr. BC? BC. It was true that Chen Xiaobei did not know about this person. It seems like Chen Xiaobei had overestimated Thunder Kirin Special Forces. No matter who BC was, there was no way that he was more useful than Fakir. The things that the Rothschild family could do was comparable to the most powerful ancient faction of China. Seeing that he could no longer rely on them, Chen Xiaobei decided to ask Fakir to help him. Immediately, he took out his cell phone and sent Xian Jiu's and Lin Xiang's pictures to him. Obviously, Fang Yuqiang did not know what Chen Xiaobei just did. She continued saying proudly, Mr. BC is the CEO of Indian Ocean Corporation. He has properties in all nearby countries and has connections on both sides of the law. If the person is alive, he can help us to look for them. And if the person is dead, he will make sure that we get to look at their dead bodies. Dead bodies. Upon hearing that, Chen Xiaobei's expression turned icy. He then turned around and looked at her with a sharp glare. A domineering aura emanated from his gaze. It was as if he was trying to tell her that she would be a goner if Xian Jiu and Lin Xiang were found dead. Immediately, Fang Yuqiang took in a deep breath. She felt that she was just being pushed into a 10,000 years old ice cave surrounded by extreme coldness. With her body turning cold, her state of mind was starting to turn numb as well. With that feeling being engraved in her mind, she lowered her head and sat in the corner. She did not dare to say another word or look at Chen Xiaobei. Earlier, Chen Xiaobei could not be bothered with her. However, she kept on pushing his patience to its limit. Finally, she managed to anger Chen Xiaobei. The result was her turning into a coward after Chen Xiaobei glared at her. What an ironic moment! Such terrifying qi! Cao Zhenyang, Fang Kangyan, and Feng Subin exclaimed at the same time. After all, Fang Yuqiang was no ordinary woman, as she was part of the Thunder Kirin Special Forces and she had been through moments that could kill her, making her a female warrior. However, her state of mind was being destroyed by a single glare from Chen Xiaobei. Truth to be told, Fang Yuqiang's state of mind was stronger than most of the people. Still, Chen Xiaobei managed to dominate her with his powerful presence. A true elite could shatter an enemy's mind with sheer will and qi. In the history of China, Zhang Fei used to let out a roar at Changban Bridge which was powerful enough to shatter the liver of Xia Haojia, causing him to fell off from his horse. As a result, all of Wei armies did not dare to step foot on the bridge anymore. Nowadays, there were not many people powerful enough to pull off such a trick. Look at Chen Xiaobei, he was just in his 20s. How was it possible for him to possess such a strong will? With his qi outburst just now, the temperature around them had gone down for a few degrees. It seems like we had underestimated you. Don't bully a girl. I dare you to challenge me. Yan Kongming turned around slowly and said icily. You wish me to challenge me? I will gladly accept your challenge. The reason why Fang Yuqiang was bold enough to mock Chen Xiaobei was because the team leader, Yan Kongming, allowed her to do. As a team leader, he should not let Fang Yuqiang mess with the team's morale. Looking at the bigger picture, Yan Kongming was the one that should be blamed. Fang Yuqiang was just his pawn. Stop messing around. Prioritize the mission. It's a life and death situation. We need to look for Xian Jiu and Ms. Lin first. After that, the two of you can fight to your deaths. Upon hearing that, Chen Xiaobei was impressed by Cao Jinyang's attitude. It was no wonder that he is the sole heir of the Cao family. In moments like this, he still managed to stay level-headed. Unfortunately, his cultivation was not as powerful as Yan Kongming. If not, he should be the team leader instead of Yan Kongming. Alright. For brother Cao's sake, I will not get on the same level as you. Yan Kongming replied in an arrogant manner. He then turned around with his back facing Chen Xiaobei. Clearly, if Cao Zhenyang was not from the Cao family, he would definitely not let Chen Xiaobei off the hook. Meanwhile, Chen Xiaobei was worried about Xian Jiu and Lin Xiang. He did not bother to argue with him as well. Now, Fakar had already received Chen Xiaobei's message and was starting to look for them. However, everything was still unknown. He was worried that they were placed in a life-threatening circumstance. Until he found them unharmed, Chen Xiaobei would not waste his energy on other matters. A few hours later, the airplane finally arrived at Paradise Island's airport. With the help of higher authorities from China, they managed to skip a few complicated processes to save time.